Hello everybody and welcome back to the Gaming Lounge. This is Esfar, your host, and today we're going to go over some replays. Currently, I am Grand Champion. Last season, I was able to get to Ultimate Champion. I was at 1620 medals, but then I tilted towards on the last day trying to get top 10k. But um, it was really fun. I like the new rank system that they have. Currently, I have one win, so I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more wins to get to Royal Champion. My goal is to get to Royal Champion this weekend. And so as you can see, I went on a huge win streak. The only difference I did was I put Phoenix in instead of Magic Archer. And ever since I've done that, I've been getting really good matchups. I mean, I got E-Giant 1, 2, 3 times in a row, and I was able to win those matchups pretty easily. And so let's go ahead and watch this replay against Tixu Pro. And then once I hit Ultimate Champion, I will do live games. I think that would be a lot of fun once I hit Ultimate Champion to push for um, rank, doing it live. Um, so let's go ahead, and he's playing E-Giant. Obviously, my deck does counter E-Giant, um, but if he's a good E-Giant player, they could still win. Like this is not a 100-0 matchup. This is most likely a 65-35 matchup. Pekka. I do think Pekka does have the advantage, but it's still winnable for the E Giant. It's just not that easy. Saying that, he's pretty much using like a Bridge Spam deck, but instead of Pekka, he's using E Giant, and he has a big spell, but he's also using Mirror. And so with that said, he has a lot of units that are pretty scary that he could use to mirror. Um, and so, I mean, he definitely could win this game. And so, let's go and take a look. I go ahead and I take down the E-Giant. His Phoenix is going to kill the egg of my Phoenix. And this is not a level 11 game. This is a level 13. Again, the replays are still messed up. So hopefully we can get some quality games going through on the replays. And this is really nice that my Pekka was able to not die. It was able to clean up. I am going to go ahead and get that zap, but my bandit is still going to die. And so I'm gonna go ahead and play the battle ram. And this is, since he had to mirror his bandit to stop my battle ram, this is when I knew he had mirror. So I knew that I had to play my Pekka a little bit more passively if I wanted to win. Um, And so we're going to see what happens. I'm in a really good rotation to where if he plays his E-Giant, I could play my Pekka. We both have our Phoenixes up. Um, and I do have Ewas, but I might take Ewas out because I don't see a lot of Inferno Dragons. And I think I might put in a unit that can kill air faster. But I'm gonna see what happens. I went ahead and cycled a Fireball just because he wasn't doing anything and I wasn't doing anything. And I do think Fireball is a good card to get out when you're at max and you're just leaking the elixir. I was able to stop his E-Giant, go ahead and play my E-Wiz, and I'm going to go ahead and play my Phoenix, and my Phoenix is going to do nothing. He actually had a really good lightning and he had a really good tornado, so I'll give him that. But I'm going to go ahead and bridge spam with the battle ram, and with the bandit on the left hand side, he is forced to play his Dark Knight and his Golden Knight. And this is why I stopped using Dark Prince and um, Golden Knight. They're just not really strong right now. He's going to go ahead and he is going to play his Phoenix, and he's going to mirror the Phoenix, which right now that is a very strong combination. I'm going to go ahead and do a really good fireball. I got really lucky that my bandit was able to get a connection on the egg so that it didn't come back alive. And this was actually a really clean defense I was able to do. He's going to go ahead and spam lightning. I'm going to go ahead and play my Phoenix plus Ghost. And my Ghost is going to get a lot of damage. I'm going to go ahead and get the Fireball on. And I am gonna clean up the bandit. I am gonna get it so he um, has to use his egg for his phoenix. And overall, this is a really good game. I'm really ahead. Um, oh, it's gonna be a replay glitch to where I don't play anything and I lose the game. That's kind of unfortunate. So pretty much what happens though, I go ahead and I take the win. Let's go ahead and move on to the next game. I really do hope they fix these replay glitches because it is pretty annoying to actually try to watch these replays and stuff like that happens. So this is against Peter, and he, like I said, he's using a E-Giant deck. Um, but he is using the E-Giant deck that I think has a more fair advantage. I think this is a like a 55-45 matchup, as the other one was a 65-35 matchup. Just because he does have goblins, and with the goblins just completely shred Pekka. And with the way his deck is, it's really hard to kill the E-Giant because of his supporting units. And his supporting units are better than my supporting units. Um, and his supporting units cost less than mine because of the bats, of the earthquake, and of the goblins. And and they're just really solid. So he's gonna go ahead and play the E-Giant, and I'm gonna go ahead and play the Pekka. He's gonna play the goblins and the bats. I'm out of elixir. Just look how like much damage my Pekka is taking, and his E-Giant is 100% for life. And so his E-Giant gets pretty good damage, and my Pekka is pretty much dead, and I don't really have a counter push with the Pekka. I keep mistiming when they do the log. I keep mistiming my bandit placement, but luckily my Pekka did have enough HP to get a solid hit onto his mini Pekka. If his mini Pekka would have been for life, it would have been pretty scary. He would have gotten a lot of damage on my tower, and he would be massively ahead. So I know that I have to make sure I don't take a lot of damage. So that's why I played the ghost to stop um, the fire wizard. Blanking out what he's called on the wizard. And he does a good tornado. I do think a tornado needs a little bit of a nerf. It's really easy to get the keen activation with tornado. I think they need to. I almost hit the bats with that fireball. I didn't. Like again, I was just trying to use fireball so I wasn't wasting too much elixir. That's a pretty good log because he's going to be able to. Ooh, that actually was really good timing that Pekka was able to get in front of the Ewiz, and now I'm able to spam. He is going to do Earthquake though, and the Wizard's going to clean up pretty well. Um, and this game actually is a lot closer than I thought. I have to go ahead and use the Zap to clean that up. He's going to do his E-Giant. I'm going to go ahead and play my Pekka. And his Tornado doesn't do too much, and I do the E-Wiz. And that was a huge mistake that he wasted a lot of elixir to trying to get the Pekka, trying to get the whatever the unit's called, the E-Wiz, the E-Giant onto the tower, and he just wasted too much elixir, and I just do a massive push. And hopefully this game isn't glitched. I do win this game 2-1. And then this is against the Giant Skeleton Hog deck, which has Queen, and I do not like this deck at all. It's a really hard deck. He does have Knight as well. So having Knight plus Giant Skeleton just makes it really hard for me to break through. But he's not playing it well. He's playing his Knight in the back with his Giant Skeleton for whatever reason. I felt like in that last replay I didn't even have Phoenix. I didn't even use Phoenix. So that was a horrific zap. Um, I think I was watching TV when I was playing this game, so the timing of the zap was just really embarrassing. So, and right now he's out of elixir. This isn't the standard. Actually, this is not the standard Giant Skeleton Queen deck with Canyon. He's playing a crappier version of it, and that's why I was able to get this win pretty easily, just because he's playing a makeshift, crappy Giant Skeleton deck with Hog, and and this just shows you just how strong Canyon is. That the fact that Canyon, um, it's just such a strong unit. It just kills things really fast. And even though Cannon did have a small nerf, it's still a really good card for 3 mana. Um, that was really good. I mean, Giant Skeleton is really good against Phoenix because if Phoenix dies and if the Giant Skeleton bomb's still there, the bomb will kill the egg. So I do think Giant Skeleton is really reliable still. It's a really good defensive unit. Um, stops Mega Knight, stops Pekka. It doesn't stop Golem, but or E-Giant, but not a lot of people play Golem or E-Giant, so you don't have to worry about those decks. So this is actually a really good push. I don't know why he plays his Wizard. Um, I mean, it's not a bad placement, but I'm still going to be able to get the tower. Um, so I'm not too impressed with that Wizard placement just because it didn't do what he thought it was going to do. And I'm going to go ahead and play Ghost, plus I'm going to play the Phoenix so that the Wizard doesn't get any shots. And then I'm going to play the E-Wiz so that the Ghost, so that the Hawk doesn't get too much damage. And I'm just going to keep the pressure up. And I go ahead and I do a Fireball on that. Not really sure why, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. The game's over. I completely missed the zap again. You can tell that I'm really good with my zaps. And he's being really desperate. He really wants to get my tower, which I'm okay with because I want to get his tower that has 33 HP. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a Fireball, and that's going to be the end of the game since it went into sudden death the moment I threw the Fireball. And so, like I said, this weekend I'm most likely going to get to Royal Champion. And once I'm in Royal Champion, I'll probably do some live replays so that you guys could watch it. And I hope you guys subscribe, and thank you for tuning in to another episode.